Yo. Yeah, okay. I was, but that just to this video, like just made my day. So thank you to that. I don't want to shout you out by name because I don't know, but oh 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 boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yo, yo, is that better? Speak a little bit quietly as well, but whatever. Is that better? Hopefully that's better. Wop 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 wop. Wonderful, beautiful. Love to see it. I use a paintbrush to stir my tea. Hello. Hello. I don't know how there's any audio skipping at all. It's not even muting, even remotely closely. I don't know what that... I think that might be an issue on Twitch's end. I don't think that's me. Either Twitch's end or your end. Everything is... I can turn my noise gate down more, but, like... That's... I don't like that. It's gotta be... I like it here. It's all good on your end. I think it's Athens. I think it might be you. This might be a you problem. But yeah, we're gonna talk about this video. If we have enough time. Like this video isn't like the 2-hour long ones that we looked at in the past, so we probably won't be here as long. But I'm also like just vibing. Hi, Puck. How you doing? Yes, you're very cute. Yeah. We pet the doggo. We pet the doggo. I also like barely slept last night because the dog was like half sleeping. By half sleeping in my spot, I mean he was sleeping like taking up like 90% of the bed. And I don't have the heart to kick him off. I'm a giant suck. Hey. Hello. Hello, Stinky. How you doing? Yeah, hi. How you doing? Hey, you're very cute. You need more chewies? Yeah, you do. We don't have any. We're all out. Boop. Boop. Oh, don't yell at me. It's fine. I don't have anything for you. Boop. Boop from Athens. Boop boop. Yes. Wonderful. Absolutely lovely. I have a video coming out today about Vic Mignogna as well. And I guess his whole fan base is coming out to support him, and his like first girl or whatever she goes by Squally decided she wanted to try to sass me. It didn't go well for her. Surprise, surprise. I hope she watches the video. It would help her a lot. I don't have anything for you. I just started work. You were totally fine just vibing, and, you know, you went outside, you're doing your stuff, and now, like, because as soon as I turn on the stream, you're like, no, Mom, I want. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? I'm sure he'll find one. I'm delaying because I want people to give people the opportunity to get in here. Guess who's back? Back again. Munchkin's back. Hello, friend. Did you bring a ball? Oh, give me your ball. Why do you put it in my slipper? Are you gonna give it to me? Are you gonna go on the bed? What are you gonna do? You don't even know what you're gonna do. There you go. Alright. Cool. I should open the blind. No, I don't even know. Maybe turn on the light. Hold up. I'll do this. Oh, God. vanished. There we go. Hello. It's light out. We can see. Look at that. Wacky, I know. Are you guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? This is gonna be hilarious. Oh, okay, I'll wait for the ads. No, we'll wait for the ads. I'll just make some minor adjustments to the screen over here. Why did I put Twitter chat? I call... God damn it. Sometimes I have no brain cells. Someone is sharing my brain cell. I don't know who it is, but, give it back. I need it. Actually, who am I kidding? I don't need it. Not for talking about Munchkin. I need a brain cell about this. I have no idea what this dude is gonna say. I should stop being so, like... I should be less assuming. Alright. Are you ready? Oh, I should probably make sure you guys can hear it. A shout out to Chesh, smiley face, Vic Mignogna, drama clarification. It's... You know, shoutouts are kind of goofy when you don't tag the person, but sure. It turned out I had a lot to say. While checking to see if a friend is doing alright, I came across 3 videos on me made over a year ago by a familiar face, Chesh. I am neither angry nor provoked, just baffled for the most part, laughing. Though I do hope she is alright despite how things went back then. The Vic Mignogna drama itself had many things happening behind the scenes. Both I Stand With Vic and Kick Vic, in fact, had victims. And even those such as Monica Rial, Jamie Marshy, and Mars Girl were harassed/threatened along with Vic Mignogna and Chuck Huber. The drama itself was very chaotic, and there was much I noticed and witnessed thanks to those alarming me, despite anyone's perspective on me. No matter who you support or call out, no one deserves that mess. Not even you, Chesh, if you do see this. I feel like you were also dragged in / weaponized by drama. Really? I don't feel that way. I've been following the Vic case for a long time. I didn't feel like I was dragged in at all. I was following it because I thought it was interesting. I also think that my commentary is valuable for Vic. Like, specifically for Vic. But I am the drama. Either way, I have nothing against you, just mostly clarifying and accepting an L. Me responding late. Okay. Who is Filet Mignon? Vic Mignogna was a voice actor, a relatively prevalent voice actor in the 90s and early 2000s. He was well known for being kind of a creepy weirdo and had like a reputation that preceded him. And he voiced, like, he's the voice of Broly, is one of the big ones that everybody talks about. He's the voice of Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist. So he's like an anime guy. He was like relatively popular at conventions and stuff. I've also done like a little bit of a dive on like his education and where he came from, and he comes very much from like religious extremist rhetoric and like Liberty College type shit. He was also in lawsuits with other anime voice actors, as well as Funimation, the company, when they terminated his contract after, or they like didn't re-sign his contract. I don't know what the technicality on that one is, but they when Funimation got bought by Sony, they reviewed and decided to let him go, and he tried to sue them over it. Thanks to Nick Rakita, who funded the whole thing and promoted the whole thing and gave the dude a whole shitload of attention and sent his followers to go harass anybody who didn't agree with Vic over, like, quote-unquote fake #MeToo stories that were allegedly the thing that got him removed. And he lost that. Yeah, he lost that case, multiple cases, and multiple appeals, and now he owes them a bunch of fucking money. And now he's still fucking crying about it. That's a TLDR. There's definitely more nuance and more to it than that, but that's like the short version. Okay. Given that the drama itself has/had many trolls among other negatives, I'll say this. Just so anyone knows, I do not care what you really think of me. I am used to the narrative slander and people saying/doing things out of spite to others. The problem is, it doesn't make you feel any better, which is why you continue doing it in the first place. So if you feel obligated to attack anyone over this, including me, kudos. You're only creating...
Oh, it's me.
Hi.
I'm here to cause problems.
That freaks me out every time it happens. Hey, Original, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. That alert freaks me out because I'm like, where's this coming from? Where was I? The problem is, it doesn't make you feel blah blah blah. You're only creating/feeding fire. I refuse to share with you. Shrugs. I am neither always right nor am always wrong. So if you claim I am changing the narrative over my drama, I'm not. I learned new things, and opinions do change. It's been time for us to put the Vic drama past us for good and stop with these ridiculous witch hunts and punching bag podcasts. Careful, Puck. No. Don't do it. I said no. Hey. Don't sass me. Oh. Would you like a boop? Buck. 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 Buck, I can't reach. Buck. Buck, boop. There you go. Alright. Alright, where was I? What were we talking about? I am neither right nor am I always wrong, so if you claim that I'm changing my narrative over drama, I'm not. I learned new things and opinions do change. It's been time for us to put the Vic drama past us for good and stop with these ridiculous witch hunts and punching bag podcasts. I am the problem. I identify as an issue. You zoom that in so it's a little easier for you guys to see. Oh, that might be... No, that's fine. I am the... to clear things up, I never knew those videos by Chesh ever existed because I was focused on the real issues within the Vic drama. Way to be dismissive, but okay. People have a right to think for themselves and actually do their own research on someone instead of catering to those kinds of videos. Well, he knew this was happening because, like, we were going back and forth, so that's silly to say. He knew some of them existed at the very least. Anyway, if you're watching Chesh's videos on me doesn't define who I am or my role in, quote, trying to diffuse the drama. What Chesh did is basically a copy-paste on what generally happens to you, me, her/anyone when someone feels the artificial need to narrate over someone, and it is bound to happen one way or another. 5. I'm not gonna waste time whining about someone who acts like they know me by feeding gossip and stuff to their viewers. What gossip? What are you I watched your video talking about me, and I responded to your video talking about me. What? Speaking of rewriting a narrative, there were victims in the Vic drama, and there were a bunch of liars and trolls twisting narratives to the point of weaponizing us and others especially. I reached out to people in need, including those who felt pushed out themselves over harassment, doxing, and or bullying in the Vic drama, You can pretend my videos did nothing when you don't know the full story. No offense, but her videos did not focus on the real issues. Whether you're a fan of Chesh, I Stand With Vic, or Kick Vic, there are those of you who need to wake up and use your own heads. Yes, please do. Many of us saw things you'd never understand unless you were to witness it yourself. Oh, guys, they're so special. Guys, the Vic Mignogna people, they're so special and unique in their experience, right? There's definitely not like trolls in other communities and other drama and shit. What do you mean? That doesn't happen. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely. Me and a friend spoke to someone formerly close to Vic Mignogna that I do mention in the video, Farah. Yeah, I watched that video. There were those from Kick Vic and I Stand With Vic who reached out to me because they wanted peace versus those who weaponized them and purposefully escalated the drama. This dude actually thinks he is like an arbiter, like he's the one who gets to decide and he's the one gatekeeping it. Like if it doesn't go through him, it doesn't count. If it doesn't go through him, it's not a real issue if he doesn't approve of it, etc., etc. My videos were never talking about the real issues. Not the ones about Munchkin. The ones about Munchkin were me talking about the problems with Munchkin. Are nice guys. Yo, you're right. Whether you're and this is like off the top of my head, it's been like a long time. It's funny that he's decided to make something about this now. He skipped 8 and 9. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Oh, Munchkin never change. Never change. Skipped 8 and 9 because 9 is afraid of 8. I'm pretty sure he skipped 8 and 9 because 7 ate 9. No? They've been consumed. There were those from Kick Vic and I Stand With Vic who reached out to me because they wanted peace. Right, sure, whatever. 11, sure, I'll take your word on that. Probably had something there and for 8 and 9, but YouTube may have prevented it, so he just deleted it. I mean, you guys are awfully charitable. 11, what were 8 and 9? I need to know. I need it. I want. Alright, 11. If you are so worried about Vic stans and Vic Mignogna being a predator to the point of making videos just to say, accept the L and watch my videos, Munchkin, you would have taken things seriously. What do you mean? Oh my god. Oh my god. Now, like, I'm getting, like, PTSD, a flood back of memories of, like, what these videos were about. Yeah, Munchkin made videos trying to, like, debunk or say something about what I had said, but he clearly didn't watch the video, so I was just like, that's not what I'm talking about. Just watch the video and take the L, dude. God, I forgot about this. Yeah, it's not a stretch, I don't think. I don't think it's a stretch, I think it's charitable. And the problem was I was like, you're not taking this seriously. You wouldn't have randomly jumped in to cater to cancel culture, which we've already talked about how Vic hasn't really been canceled. He lost a job because he was unhireable because he's made himself unhireable. Even Alex Stein admitted that Vic's not really canceled if he, like, fucking manages his shit properly. You wouldn't have treated this drama like a Super Bowl. Had you been truly concerned, you would have focused on the bigger picture by trying to diffuse the drama instead of helping to weaponize your own friends, fans, and members. Bitch, where? Oh, brother. I'm glad Munchkin hasn't changed at all. I have given and have And like there's a video that's coming out today where I gave Vic very real advice on his career. He doesn't have to take it. I'm not gonna force it down his throat. But it is very real good advice. I don't give bad advice. Diffusing the drama isn't you can't diffuse drama by not addressing issues. You have to acknowledge the issues, talk about the issues and the nuances of them, and then expand upon it from there. That's the way you diffuse drama. And Vic constantly feeding into the drama and constantly enabling and pushing his audience into like negative actions and toxic behaviors is addressing the real issues. So I don't think Munchkin quite understands the greater concept. Also, I don't think I weaponized anybody, but whatever. Bottom line, I spoke to Farah and listened to her side of the story. I didn't just respond to threats made against Vic Mignogna. I called out threats made towards Farah, Monica, Jamie. I don't care. Alright, sure, I'll take your word for that. And 12. I imagine there are still people on a stupid witch hunt for Farah. I'm not excusing anything she did wrong, nor is it okay for you to slander her, despite her doing some inappropriate, provocative, and reckless things. Her actions never took away from the things she went through in her life as a victim. Farah herself called out some people from both I Stand With Vic and Kick Vic, not everybody, only those who were weaponizing and doing the harassing / making threats and whatnot. Farah and my friend, in fact, stood up for victims from both I Stand With Vic and Kick Vic. 13. Many people in the Vic drama were worried about winning and losing instead of our safety as a whole. One of the main issues about Vic is people being concerned about their safety and the safety of others. To say this is ridiculous. Also, Chesh, why'd you spell it wrong this time? I don't know if you're still thinking those things about me or if you've moved on, so I do apologize. I needed to clear things up. What are you talking about? What's those things? Did I think you're a dumbass? I don't think you're helpful. By the way, he's got comments turned off. Because of course he does. Alright, so he's gonna address my videos that he knew existed because he was trying to respond to them, but then didn't know they existed, allegedly. So let's talk about it, shall we? Let's hear what he has to say.
So I've been trying to think about what to say, and I just kept screwing up because I just don't know what. So I've been trying to think about what to say, and I just kept screwing up because I just don't know what to really say. Um, I did not see these until I guess 30 minutes ago to an hour.
So I get a little bit of a giggle about that because he says, I don't know and I've been struggling about what to say. And then he says, I didn't know about these videos for 30 minutes to an hour. So you've been struggling and screwing up for 45 minutes? If you only knew about them 30 minutes ago, then you didn't watch them. Brother, you're just telling on yourself. You have opinions about these videos that you haven't watched, which is literally the thing you just brought up in the comments section. No! I admit the Munchkin videos are long, but they're long because they're fun. We're having a good time here. We're having a giggle, alright? But, like, you can't see on the screen because his screen is so fucking piss poor, but, hold on. Let me go to my videos. These were,
Hello.
oh, hi, Manya. Because these were videos that came out. Hold on. Let me look to see how long they are. I don't know what to say about these things that happened like a year ago. Oh my god. And I've just been struggling for 30 minutes because I'm so baffled. But I'm not gonna accidentally admits that he didn't watch them. Alright, let's take a look-see. Let's see. The one on the top, so this one, that one on the top is also light fucking, he searched himself in the Google, or in the search bar, in the YouTube search bar, he searched himself to find this video. Dude, you're tagged. It'll show up in your notifications. This video is 3 hours long. The one below it came out, okay, and that one came out, that one came out April 30th, 2023. Oh, shit. Let me scroll here. You know what? I could just show you guys. You can just see. Hold on. Oompa loompa doopity doo. I've got another puzzle for you. Oompa loompa doopity dee. If you are wise, you'll listen to me. What do you get when you guzzle down treats? Here we go. So, this one is watch the videos. Because he was responding, right? So he knew he's lying. He knew the videos exist because he was trying to answer without watching the videos. Anyway, you can see it's 3 hours long, right? And if you look down here, you can see that it, that it premiered on April 30th, 2023, right? I'm trying to remember if Munchkin left a comment. Yeah, then he turned his comments off on all the previous videos. So he knew it was happening. And then this video came out because he missed this one because I guess I didn't tag him. So he might not even. This one's 6 hours and 35 minutes. Because Manya came on. And so because Manya came on, it took us like 3 years to fucking go over anything. Because it always takes me and Manya forever to go over everything. And that one came out on the 22nd of April. They made another response video and it's just insane as the last one. Yeah, he's making response videos and now he's pretending like he didn't see them and didn't know they existed, which is kind of fucking funny, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a few hours for sure. For sure. Holla holla, let's go. And then there was the part 1 and part 2, right? Which is what he was showing on screen. And this one came out on April 19th.
Hello.
Hi, me. Hello, me. Shut up, me.
Hello.
Shut up. Look at this shit. This fucking Robbie, look at this. So funny. Like, 16 comments. Brother, go outside. Yes, please. So, and then that was part 2. But then there's part 1, right? And I was saying he was like full of shit when he was saying he was calling himself neutral. And one of the reasons why it's not showing on his screen is because he searched his name. But the other thing here is if we go to his channel, and we go to videos, you can see that he's responding. Right? Addressing harassment, responding to Chesh, and he spelled my name wrong. Right? So, you know he's making response videos in both of these videos. It's got my name in it as well, right? So, like, the Oompa Loompa song, yeah. So, as you can see, right? He was responding, so to say after the fact that they don't these he didn't know they existed is foolish at the very least. That's a dumb thing to lie about. You silly, silly person.
Until I guess 30 minutes ago to an hour. And
Oh, sorry. These videos are also. This video was 2 hours long. This video was 6.5 hours long. This video was 3 hours long. So,
it was due to a fact that there was another situation going on. There is another situation going on. I was wondering where one of my friends were, if they're doing okay, and they did a video on what I've said because
for a whole year? Okay, alright.
they weren't speaking out on something that was happening on their end, and they didn't want me to speak up for them, basically. And
I think that's something that came up when I was discussing with him. He was talking about his friend, and I was like, "Why are you speaking on this person's behalf? Why are you like outing this person? Like, what do you? Why would you do that? Like, don't do that kind of shit on people, dude."
given that they're a victim and they told me they were being abused, it's like I wanted to do the right thing. So this is
By
how I
going against
found
their
these
wishes.
videos from an old face, Chesh. You probably
Hello.
remember me. It's been over a year,
So,
and if there's any L I should take, it's me responding late to you. Other than that, I don't have much to
no,
say
no, no, no,
because
no, 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 no. I'm gonna stop you right there. No, 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 no. The L is that you're responding without watching the video. And you're doing it right now. If you only found out about these 30 minutes ago, there's no possible way that you know and understand the context or the content of what you're responding to. So you're responding to something and you don't even know what it says, and you're doing it again. It doesn't matter if you respond late. Nobody cares if it's like you want to respond. It's funny, it's silly. It's like, why are you bothering to respond to it now? Like, that's kind of like whatever. But like, you look at the thing before you try to debunk it.
one, hey, you've been trying to get my attention before, and you finally, I guess, got it again.
Huh? What do you mean? What? No, you came to me. We tried to have a conversation in the background to schedule. You were incapable of scheduling anything. Then you lied about the situation, started making videos about it. I made videos in response to you. And then you didn't say anything, and so I didn't make any more content. If I was trying to get your attention, I would be making content about you. What are you talking about? Munchkin! Munchkin, no! Uh, oh, God. That's right. Athens, oh my god. Brother! What do you mean? Uh, who is this Munchkin dude? He's a Vic Mignogna stan.
Two, you treated the Vic Mignogna situation like it was a Super Bowl thing, when there's a whole bunch of serious things happening, like behind the scenes and in the open, especially. And it's like,
How so? Because it's funny? Because the Vic Mignogna stands are like kind of wacky? How did I treat it like a Super Bowl? That I'm watching it and commentating on it like I'm a sports announcer? Is it? Oh, and Nick Rakita's going to jail. The 30-foot line. Vic's trying to distance himself. Alex Stein's coming from the left. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dude? I analyze shit. I read through the actual paperwork. I looked at the actual depositions. I analyzed the things that Vic Mignogna actually says. And I also look at some of the things that his fan base says. And I correlate and explain the connection between those things. Again, if you're gonna make claims, you need to know what the content is.
Yeah, don't do that. 3, it's late, so you probably don't do it to begin with anymore. So,
I have a Vic Mignogna video coming out today. Maybe you should check before you make. This is what I mean, Munchkin. You just spout off and you don't know what you're talking about because you didn't look. You don't know what my content is. You're just making shit up.
I do apologize for that. But honestly, when it comes down to this, Farrah Fatherless, if you've heard of her, Chess, confirmed I was neutral.
I watched her conversation that she had on a panel with you. Yes, I've also spoken with her directly. Yes, I know who that is. I'm aware. If you watch my content, you would know instead of making assumptions about it.
Um,
She confirmed I was neutral. If she thinks you're neutral in her situation, that's fine. She's allowed to think that. She's not a dictator. Just because she thinks you're neutral doesn't mean I do. It's no, women aren't a hive mind, dude. She confirmed that I'm neutral. Okay. Does she still believe that? When was that? I don't think you're neutral. And address the argument.
confirmed I was neutral.
I don't care.
She saw where I was actually listening to her and calling out people from both sides
Okay.
and not just one side. Like I do know, just to clear things up, if in case you don't know the whole thing and you're interested,
How about you address the actual reasons why I said I didn't think you were neutral instead of non sequituring yourself into oblivion?
I knew there were people on both sides that were being weaponized, and I wasn't focused on the people that were being weaponized and the demographic of those I was calling out, but rather the people who were doing the weaponizing.
Here's the problem. One of the problems. There's many problems. One of the problems is that Munchkin is sitting here calling out individuals, and he's calling out, like, without naming anybody in the video, but let's assume what he's saying is true, and he's calling out people directly, like, to their faces in DMs or in chat groups or whatever. Fine. The issue is that he's claiming that that is the real issues, not the person, the individual instigating this in the first place, which is Vic. That's the stuff that I talk about. I address arguments and points and correlations and causations. That's what I address. Just because I'm not getting caught up in your piss baby fucking back and forths with individuals does not mean that I'm not talking about the greater issue, because the greater issue is Vic Mignogna. If Vic Mignogna was not instigating his fan base to being assholes, then there wouldn't be any issue in the first place, right? So if you want to talk about who is and who is not addressing the issues, I'm the one I'm the one explaining literal fires, and you're sitting there being like, my marshmallow is burned.
There were I Stand With Vic members who were picking fights with Kick Vic members, and vice versa.
Oh
There were Kick
no.
Vic
Why are people picking fights on the internet? Why can't we all just sing Kumbaya and be friends?
members who actually wanted the fighting to stop, and the same for I Stand With Vic members who wanted the fighting to stop, and their own members didn't listen to them, and their own members either weaponized.
It sounds like what you were doing wasn't very effective then at dealing with the real issues, was it? Go figure. Who'd have thought? One of the things that I do on my channel is equip people to deal with drama on a better level in a way that enables them to not get caught up in the bullshit you're talking about.
Them or deceived them or both. And there's a lot of deceit happening on both sides. And it's because people made it about sides that they treated it like it was some kind of I don't know, like Hunger Games. I don't know the right term for it because it felt like the Avengers or something, where one side's absolutely got to win. Like over a voice actor they called a predator, Vic Mignogna, and the whole thing about it is that people.
Yeah, he's talking about a battle royale, but with two explicit sides. It's like some red versus blue shit. Tribalism. He's talking about tribalism. It broke into two tribes. But, like, you can't really treat both of these tribes like they're the same thing. When one group of people is saying, this person doesn't make us feel safe, and the other group of people is telling them, fuck you, we don't care about your feelings, and we don't care if you get assaulted. That's not really a good spot to be in.
People were being bullied. And Kick Vic, most of the Kick Vic members, not all of them, were going after folks. And some were doxing.
See? You're not neutral. People were going out. It's both sides. People were going after people. Mostly Kick Vic. You're not neutral. You're not neutral. It's address the issue.
I stand with Vic members. Calling schools, calling conventions, and harassing.
The I Stand With Vic people were the ones calling that school from last year. They said that that was them.
Staff to not let Vic come, and it's like, how is that
Prove
not
it.
criminal? Especially when Kick Vic.
What do you mean? How is that not criminal? Again, you're not neutral. You're like, oh, there's problems on both sides, but I'm only ever going to address and talk about this one side explicitly, including accusing them of shit that I can't prove that they did. You're not neutral. I don't care if Farah thinks you're neutral. It's good for her. I don't agree with her, and that's not a big deal. You don't get to utilize her like some kind of fucking token, which is what you're doing. Speaking of weaponizing people, you're trying to use her as like a token individual that has a thought about you and being like, see, that's the way I am. See. Yeah, that's not how that works.
I'm gonna say this lightly. How is it not criminal, especially when you got folks ignoring the bigger picture with a Kick Vic member or more, causing one or more I Stand With Vic members to become suicidal?
Prove it. Prove it. And no, it's not criminal. You have to actually be able to demonstrate something like that. Harassment can be a crime, yes, but you'd have to actually file. One of the things that you guys like to say that, oh, well, Vic's not fucking actually done anything because nobody filed a police report. Well, the same thing applies here then. If you're gonna apply it one way, you have to apply it all the ways. Which means if those people didn't file anything, then obviously then it's not real and they didn't do it, right? No? So your friends were harassed and it was by Kick Vic members? Sure, I'm more than happy to have a conversation about that and how that can be problematic. And I'm still going to be equally as critical and say, Vic Mignogna needs to fucking stop. Because Vic Mignogna is setting up his fans into these scenarios. We're also going to have to talk about what defines harassment and what is defined as bullying and how X, Y, and Z has actually gone through. And the only way we do that is by actually getting the consent of the people involved, which you already said you don't have, and you're bringing it up anyway. And then we're actually going to have to analyze and look at their situations. How are they being harassed? Who are they being harassed by? What is the behavior that's going on between the individuals? Context. What defines harassment and whether or not it is or is not too much, about what's going on is always going to be context, and you're not providing the context. You're not even providing anything that this actually happened. You're just stating that this is the case and this is the cause, and quite frankly, I don't trust your analysis. And so because I don't think that you're a reliable storyteller, I don't think you're a reliable source of information, this is useless. It doesn't mean anything to me. It also doesn't address any of the issues in my videos, because my videos are addressing Vic Mignogna. Vic Mignogna's problematic behavior is problematic no matter what side you're on. It doesn't matter. That's called being neutral. You're welcome. I'm not talking about whether or not somebody harassed Mars Girl or whether or not blah, 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 blah. Right? I'm not talking about whether or not Mars Girl harassed somebody else. That's a conversation we can have, but you'd have to be able to fucking schedule something first, dipshit.
And how is it not, and I would say this about Isam Vic, how is it not criminal for one or more members from there to send threats to kick Vic members? And possibly
Threats can be criminal, that you have to file and go through the legal system. It depends on the state, it depends on the context. All of those things matter. And because you're not providing these things,
make one of them feel suicidal. Because that was going on too. Both sides.
It was probably going on. Okay. It's dismissive of one side and not the other. Listen to the language change.
Vic, both hashtags, they had victims. Both of them had bullies, and both of them had members who just wanted the fighting to stop. And thought, hey, this should be between Vic Mignogna and those who were accusing him. That's how it should have been.
And
so
why?
When Farrah father,
why? What are you talking about? This is social media. Vic Mignogna is making these accusations publicly. All of this shit is coming from one direction, very clearly and consistently. Monica or whoever haven't said or made any new accusations. They're not making shit up. They're not talking about this shit. Vic is the one talking about this shit. Naming them by name as of, last week. What are you talking about, dude? You clearly don't know the issues.
Was, presenting her story, Vic's ex-girlfriend, she did acknowledge, to this day especially, that I'm neutral. And I don't know where she is. I'm not.
You can't say to this day she does this and then say you don't know where she is or what she's saying right now. That means definitely not to this day. You could say that in the past, she said when she came out to have this thing, she viewed me as a neutral party. Okay, that's still non-contextual. In what context did she say this? In what way did she think that you were neutral? How did she say you were neutral? Were you being neutral in a discussion where there was multiple panelists and you just happened to be playing the neutral role in that panel? Because that's what I took from it. Because I watched it. Because of course I did. Because Farrah sent it to me. Jesus, dude. You're a dumbass.
On a witch hunt for her, I wouldn't be. Please do not go looking for her. I'm not somebody who's acting like she is completely clean, like she did nothing wrong. At the same time, she is a victim. She's been through stuff. Even though she's Vic's ex-girlfriend, even though she called him out, it doesn't give you the right to, play judge, jury, and execution on her.
And why are you implying that I did that? You didn't watch my videos. You don't know the context. Watch the videos, dude. Take the L.
My thing is, I listen to her. I believe her. When it comes to other things, it's her actions. What she did, when she riled some people up, when she was fighting fire with fire, when she got reckless, I did not like that. I did not condone those actions. But at the same time, I know that she's a victim, especially with what she said when she presented evidence and stuff.
The fuck does any of this have to do with my videos from a year ago, dude?
Even though the way she handled things was not good. I get it. She provoked some of you. But the way you handled it in regards to her, it wasn't cool either. I'm not just saying this to you, Chess. I'm not just saying this to everybody else for the sake of listening to me.
You need to be specific. You're not being specific. Because you're being too vague, you end up just compounding the issue and muddying the waters.
No, I'm saying this because I want the best for everybody. So when it comes to these type of videos,
I don't believe you. Because your behavior and actions don't match with what you say you want.
I mean, I want you to know, like, hey, if you don't know who I am, and you really don't really, chances are you're weaponizing people and feeding them narratives that don't fit my true description.
I'm analyzing you based on my personal interaction as well as your behavior towards me in your public videos. That's literally all I have to go on. What does you don't know who I am mean? What are the requirements to you're setting a bar? What are the requirements to meet that bar? What would somebody have to do to quote unquote know you? Specifically by your opinion right now, what you're expressing right now is Farah doesn't know you either and shouldn't be judging like whether or not you're neutral. She wouldn't know you well enough to make that judgment. But you seem to be fine with taking her judgment. It seems like what you're presenting is the only way people ever know you is if they agree with you and think that you are doing the thing that you say that you're trying to do. And if people disagree with you, obviously because they don't know you. Because if they knew you, then they would understand what you're trying to do. Therefore, everyone is dumb but me. Right? It's that you can't possibly disagree with me because I'm definitely right. Therefore, if you disagree with me, you either are a troll or you don't understand what I'm saying. That's basically you just think you're smarter than everybody else. Sorry, people don't always agree with you. You can do nothing wrong and still lose.
And it's not worth it. I'm not going to ask you to take these videos down. I'm not going to force you to. I'm not going to whine. I'm not going to...
What are you talking? Force me to take the videos down? Are you talking about the legal paperwork you tried to send Manya to try? Like that kind of shit? Really? Is that what you're talking about? As if you have the power to force me to begin with? A little bit arrogant, dude. I don't think so. You're gonna come at me a year later and be like, nah, take these videos down. Welcome to the Streisand effect, my guy. I'm not gonna whine proceeds to make this video whining. I know, right? Watch the videos. You don't know what's in them. Coward.
Not worth it.
You're bold enough to fucking throw shit out there, but you don't have the wherewithal to actually look at and watch and engage with the conversation you started.
I'm not going to ask you to take these videos down. I'm not going to force you to. I'm not going to whine. I'm not going to cry like a baby. No, you chose to do this. You chose to have these up. If people...
Why would me choosing to have these up have anything to do with you whining? What are you talking about?
want to get to know me, they can just come and talk to me. Because that's usually the case with YouTube and other...
Half of my videos were critiquing that it was impossible to fucking talk to you because you didn't know how to fucking schedule, and then you decided to be a dick about it.
Places. You got a lot of people making videos that probably have narratives about somebody that the uploader doesn't really know, but they claim to know. And then they get weaponized, and then they come back and they look at you. But yeah.
Huh? What?
It's just that the Vic Mignogna drama was really bad. Bad for basically everybody.
Then tell Vic to stop, because he is still going. It's not about playing neutral. It's that one person and a group of people are behaving in unacceptable ways, and you need to say, just stop. It's not about being like, oh, but there's problems on both sides. You say, hey, this thing, don't do it. This thing is bad. You're doing that thing, don't do that thing. You're doing that thing, don't do that thing. Because the sides shouldn't matter. The standards is what you're talking about. You're talking about the principle of the matter. It's wrong to dox people. Yes, I agree with that. If you say this person was doxing somebody, they shouldn't do that. Why they were doxing somebody doesn't matter. What side they were on is irrelevant. You point that person out and say, "Hey, this person was doxing people. Fuck that person." That's not what you're doing. If that's what you were doing, then it would actually, your actions would match with what you're saying you want.
I've seen perspectives that I've never seen before. Like I've seen things about Monica and Jamie that no one really told me about, to the point where it's like, oh my god, like they're actually picking on Monica and Jamie.
How did you know? How did you confirm that any of that stuff was true? Why did you even listen to it to begin with? Why are you perpetuating it now? What are you talking about? What are you doing?
And it's like, really, I wanted questions. I wanted answers. I mean, I wanted answers. I wanted to know and what was really happening. And yes, despite me totally disagreeing with Monica and Jamie, Monica Rial and Jamie Markey, those two, I know they've been through things.
You don't just get to disagree with what somebody says, "This happened to me, this was my experience, this how I felt about it." You don't get to say, "No, no you didn't. That's not how you felt." That's called gaslighting. That's not how that works. And the thing is like, this blew up publicly because it got blown up publicly, right? It already exists. You have to deal with it. It was already public to begin with. It was public knowledge. It was well known. And the issue here isn't that, like, you didn't get answers, Munchkin. The issue is that you didn't accept the answers you got because you're too much of a coward to actually engage in the conversation, and you're too much of a coward to actually watch through and address the real issues.
I know people were bullying
This isn't an insult, it's an assessment.
them, despite what I disagree with, because hey, you can be a victim and still do wrong, and you can still be slandered over what you did, with people adding to the narrative of your faults. By that I mean, okay, let's say Monica and Jamie did something.
The narrative of your faults, implying that Vic Mignogna's faults are made up. Okay.
Wrong. Somebody comes and said they did something else wrong, but what they add to the pool of faults is a lie, basically weaponizing people to slander Monica and Jamie further. That's not cool. It's the same thing that happened with Vic. There's things Vic's did. Oh my goodness, Vic's. There's things Vic did, and there's things he didn't do. And Farrah actually called people out on both Kick Vic and I Stand with Vic over it, despite calling Vic Mignogna out.
You should watch my videos. I address the things that Vic himself has said and done directly. It includes videos and texts and, like, direct one-to-ones. This is what Vic said. This is why it's problematic. You're not talking to me anymore. You're not. I'm not even convinced you were ever talking to me. You're talking to a made-up version of who and what you think I am and what you think I'm saying.
And it's like, you gotta pay attention to perspectives. Like, where's it really coming from? So, for you to have Chess watch the videos, just take the L's, and you mock me over it, it's like, it's not providing real context of the bigger picture.
You didn't watch the videos, how do you know? You're just looking at the title. And you're trying to present what's in my video by looking at the title alone, which is a quote of what you said. You said Kick Vic is a criminal group, and then claimed that you were neutral. Yeah, the context. Guys, why didn't I address 100% of the context of Munchkin's 2-hour video in my title? Guys, why couldn't I do that? Gee, I don't know. How do you know I'm not providing the context, dude? That's you. You're projecting what you're doing right now onto me. You didn't watch it, or at least you claiming you didn't watch it. You actually went so far as to claim you didn't know it existed when you already made a response video to some of these. And you didn't even go to my channel to look to see if I made any more. It's a playlist, dude. Look at this shit. Playlists. The Munchkin Files. It's 4 videos. Right there. I guess it's gonna be 5 videos now when I put this one in it, but, like, brother. My brother in Christ. You're an idiot. Stop. Stop being a dumbass. You're not providing the context because you don't even know what the context is, according to you. And you're lying ass. This is so funny. I'm so happy somebody, like, I was having a rough night last night and a rough morning, and like this has just cheered me up. So, thanks for that. I'm not thanking Munchkin. I'm thanking the person who sent me this video and told me that Munchkin made this.
Instead, you're doing your own thing, whatever it is. And
See? You don't even know what it is. You're sitting here on your high horse trying to judge me and present me to your followers and weaponize me based on something you don't know about me because you didn't watch the video. It's not like you didn't know me in some kind of metaphorical sense of like how good of friends are we that you know what's going on in my life. No, you don't even know what I said in the video. Unbelievable, dude. Look in the mirror.
there are victims that are being ignored to the point there's a lot of videos, a lot of content.
According to your description, you're making me a victim. I am now a victim of you. Idiot.
They distract us from folks in need, whether they're on Kick Vic or I Stand With Vic. And then, too, come to find out, because a lot of the stuff that was going around, even Mars.
I feel like maybe Munchkin doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, but also, if he did know what he was talking about and actually did do any research, he would be aware of a video back and forth that I had with, let's see. Nope. Where? With... Where is he? Not this guy. Where is he? The guy who was high on NyQuil. Here he is, with Full Metal Legend. I had a back and forth with Full Metal Legend, and he took it like a champ. We had like a great conversation. We talked after the fact, and we talked some like DBZ shit, and talked about potentially having a back and forth. We decided not to. We didn't end up having time to do it, but we disagreed. We talked to each other, and we moved on. It didn't turn into any kind of fucking pissing contest because it's almost like that's not what I do. And if Munchkin had actually done any research, if Munchkin actually watched any of the videos or knew anything about what I was about or looked at my channel at all before just making assumptions and then tried to weaponize the assumptions and the made-up version of me in his head because he doesn't know fucking what he's talking about to try to use it as a weapon to try to make me a victim, then maybe we could have a conversation, but we can't because Munchkin's a dipshit. He's the thing. He's the problem he's complaining about.
Mars Girl was suffering. Even Mars Girl was going through things, despite things that I didn't
Why
agree.
are you saying it like that? Even Mars Girl was going through things. It's well established and documented that fucking Vic Mignogna and Nick Rakita fans like just fucking tried to absolutely bully the shit out of her. What do you mean? That's not even like even Mars Girl. She's been harassed for 5 years, dude. What do you mean even she was suffering? What the fuck? What a weird way to word that. It's fucking bizarre. Like, as if she's not really a person, so she should and is able to handle more than the average individual. And, like, yeah, maybe she is able to do that, but that doesn't mean she should have to. Even Mars Girl was suffering. What the fuck does that mean?
Too, come to find out, because a lot of the stuff that was going around, even Mars Girl was suffering. Even Mars Girl was going through things, despite things that I didn't agree with, how she was handling things. She was actually being bullied. She was actually being attacked, wrongfully attacked. I didn't like that. Mars Girl has a life too.
Cool, so what did you do
It's
about
like
it?
just because I don't
So what did you do about it? You're saying that you want to stop all this, you don't want people to... What did you do about it? Were you publicly going around and being like, hey, don't do that, that's not fucking cool? No, you weren't. Why do I know that? Because I can follow her. I've followed her for a while. Like, you're not in there by any recognizable meme. You're out there doing this wishy-washy, cowardly bullshit. You can't just say that. It's like the trans issues, right? It's like the bigotry issues. There is no neutral, there's bad people on both sides, right? It is, we want human rights and you don't get human rights. There's no neutral ground there.
like what you're doing does not mean I don't care about you. I care about Mars Girl. I care about Jamie. I care about Monica. I care about Vic. I care about everybody.
No, you
No
don't.
one deserves it. So when it comes down to you, Chess,
You're
even though you
performative.
made these videos, it's just honestly.
You don't know what's in the videos. I'm not gonna whine. I'm not gonna complain. You don't know what's in them.
Like, hey, if it was you, I would defend you too. I
Please
care about
don't.
you.
Please don't.
Despite, how things went before.
Why am I supposed to care? Why are you trying to impose some kind of emotional, like, this is parasocial. You're imposing some kind of, you're trying to make it so that I should care about you in some way because you say that you care about me while you're bullshitting me. You're currently bullshitting to my face and bullshitting to other people about me. And then you're like, but I care about you so much. This is abusive behavior. This is parasocial behavior. It's not gonna work on me, first off. Second, you picked the wrong target, my guy. You're not gonna guilt me into being like, I shouldn't criticize you because you care about me. What the fuck? I don't care if you care about me. That's a you problem. I didn't ask for you to care about me. I didn't make that kind of demand. You don't get to impose that onto me because I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna care. Please, in fact, if somebody is attacking me, I really hope Munchkin is not defending me. I really, really hope he's not, because that would be embarrassing. I don't need your help. Please don't. I beg you, please don't do that. I would hate, that would be terrible. I would hate every second of that. My god. In no world would you be able to handle whatever's happening to me. By the way, what do you mean if I was being attacked? Dude, I went to a fucking harassment case in Kansas about YouTubers harassing the shit out of some lady, and I've been being attacked left, right, and center over it. Where the fuck is Munchkin? Oh, well, if Chesh was being attacked, I'd be there to defend me. Bullshit. Bullshit, where you been, bro? I mean, I would have told you to fuck off anyway, but... What do you mean? What do you mean? Brother, you don't know what you're talking about. Chesh doesn't care about the real issues. Also, Chesh flies to another country to help deal with very real issues. Uh-huh. It's almost like Munchkin is embarrassing himself because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Brother!
I was basically like Batman. Like, you were talking to me, and I felt like you were threatening me and stuff, and I was like, what do you want? Why are you wasting my time? Get out of here.
Yeah, Batman. That's definitely what you were. I was scheduling with you, and you were like, I feel threatened. Yes, Batman. That's what Batman sounds like. I'm sure every time they try to schedule a meeting with the super friends in in the Justice Tower, Batman throws a fucking hissy fit.
Here. You don't.
That call is available, so I don't know why you're bothering to lie about it. Oh, because you probably don't know that I made the call public because you didn't actually watch anything. Dumbass.
You don't want my advice. You don't want an interview.
I like how he's fucking. I never asked you for advice. It was never about advice. It was about a conversation. Like, this dude's like, yeah, let me bullshit to my fucking. I hope his video gets 1,000 views. That'd be great. I would love that. That'd be wonderful.
View. You're just another Gotham thug. No, I'm sorry for that. I really am. I'm just making fun of myself right now.
Then actually apologize for the things that you did, not made up bullshit to try to make yourself sound like you were cooler than you were, you silly Goomba.
But here's the thing. To me, you didn't take the Vic Mignogna drama seriously at all.
Why? How so? Again, we're running into this problem where you're just making a statement, you're not actually explaining it. You're not actually pulling up things that I've said or that I've done. I'm not talking about Vic's victims. I've never been talking about the victims of Kick Vic or the victims of I Stand With Vic. I've never been talking about that. That's never been the subject. Not even once. So how can I not take it seriously if that is not the thing I'm discussing? Side note, not taking you seriously does not mean that I would not take a conversation about who's been victimized by what seriously, because you don't get to tie in your ego to gatekeep who's allowed to speak up for which victims and how they speak. You don't get to, you're not the arbiter here, my guy. Stop it. It's embarrassing. And it's egotistical.
That's just my opinion. These videos, to me, prove it.
Based
Especially
on...
when I'm
You
just...
didn't watch them! How do you know those videos prove it if you've never watched the videos? You dumbass! You're basing your opinion off of what you assume is inside the videos and not actually addressing what is in the videos. This is a joke. You're a joke. Oh my god.
One very, very small channel. And I'm not even a real content creator. I'm somebody who
and...
is just relaying information, giving my perspective.
Yeah,
and
that's a
actually
content
showing,
creator.
like, evidence to,
Yeah, you can tell by how much evidence is in this video that we're watching right now. Look at all the evidence. Look at all the context, guys. Oh my god. He's very small. He's very, very small. And I'm not a big YouTube creator either. What's your point? Just because you're small, you should be allowed to say whatever you want and face no consequences and no pushback? You should be allowed to bully people? How does that work? I don't think so.
helps spread awareness.
Don't talk about me talking about you.
I'm not always right.
Yeah, you're spreading awareness and lying about people. So the thing you're spreading awareness about is bullshit. And you claim to be part of all these communities. Just because you don't have a large subscriber base on this channel doesn't mean you don't have influence. You like to say that you have influence, so why wouldn't it concern me that you're lying about me when you supposedly have all this influence?
My perspective and actually showing like evidence to help spread awareness. I'm not always right. I'm not always wrong. So, of course, you can say like, "Hey, I don't know what I'm talking about," and that'll be
Correct.
your opinion, or you can say it for a fact that I got something wrong. I don't expect to get every detail right, but this is a waste of your time in general.
I know. It's at least in a conversation with you, I know it's a waste of time because it doesn't matter. I did that for funsies. You'll also notice that I did them on Twitch, right? I've got 8 viewers right now. My Twitch isn't that big. I've only been doing Twitch for a little while. They don't expect it to be very large. I did it for fun. It's fun. Talking about you is fun. Don't talk about me talking about you. No! If you're gonna talk about me, I'm gonna talk about what you're saying. It's exercise, it's practice.
General,
Low-hanging fruit.
if you're trying to help diffuse a situation that's been
But I'm not
ongoing.
trying to help diffuse a situation. I'm addressing you. I'm not addressing, and I never was addressing the contentions between Kick Vic and I stand with Vic. I've never been interfering with individuals in those minimal spaces. I address arguments and argumentations. I address Vic and what he said directly, with clips from his deposition, with the filing paperwork. You know, evidence, proof. If I say that you don't know what you're talking about, yes, it is a conclusion that I have drawn off of X, Y, and Z information, which I also present. I don't just say, you don't know what you're talking about. I say, you don't know what you're talking about, and here's why I know you don't know what you're talking about. X, Y, Z. You don't know what you're talking about because you stated that you didn't watch the videos that you're trying to address. There's no possible way for you to know what you're talking about because you didn't look. You said you don't know what you're talking about.
For like 4 to 6 years now. 6 years now, I think. Because there's some people behind the scenes that are still doing things. And honestly, Chess, I want to say this.
Uh-huh.
There's I called her. Did I basically call her a mob boss? I think. There's one person on KickVic who keeps making account after 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 account, and causing a lot of mischief, harassment, all sorts of things that really would fit this.
Oh, is that
But at the
me?
same time, I know she's very young, and it's like
Ah, goodbye, world. We're done. Guys, he knows that I'm very young. Munchkin, how old are you? Young is relative, so how old are you? At least in that sense, age is relative. How old are you, Munchkin? You want to bring that up? So what? You just accused me of making a bunch of sock accounts to harass people because you looked at the title of a video that you didn't watch, which is a quote of a thing that you said. But she's young. I know that she's young. How do you know I'm young? How old am I, Munchkin? How old do you think I am? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to know. Forever 17. This has cheered me up so much. Oh goodness.
would fit this. But at the same time, I know she's very young, and it's like I'm concerned because people actually tried to dox her too, and they kind of did, and they went after
What?
her, and
When? Where? Who was trying to dox me? Katie Joy tried to like soft dox me like years ago, but I fucking don't really care. Who's trying to dox me? I'd love that information. My real name is part of the court records. Oh, good. Well, lovely. Beautiful.
it's like I'm concerned because people
I like how he goes from a tonal shift from calling me a mob boss and saying I'm harassing people and making a bunch of accounts to like I'm concerned. This is called concern trolling, by the way. That's what he's doing. He doesn't actually care, or even if he did actually care, he's still making shit worse. He's just trying to hide that he's making bullshit accusations behind a soft tone.
know she's very young, and it's like I'm concerned because people actually tried to dox her too, and they kind of did. And they went after her, and I think
Bitch,
they made
where?
her scared. And I'm talking about somebody on KickVic. I'm not gonna say
Huh?
her name, and I don't know what it is with her. If you know
What?
her, Chess,
So you just
please,
started.
if
Wait, did you just start talking about a totally different person in the middle of talking about me? What the fuck? That sounded like this, and I'm concerned about her. Learn the English, dude. You're talking about somebody completely different now. Okay, sure, all right. Concern trolling, regardless.
if you can help her, or anybody,
I don't know who you're
if
talking
there's
about.
somebody you know that's actively doing things on KickVic, or even I stay with Vic, please talk them out of it.
What
Because
the
a lot
fuck
of
are you
people,
ta- I do not engage in this. I never did. That's never been my point of contention or what I talk about. I talk about the issues. I talk about the facts of the matter. I talk about the rhetoric around things that Vic Mignogna directly says. I'm not, what are you talking about? I'm not engaged. I don't have like a fucking Discord where I'm sitting around talking to fucking, what are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. What the fuck are you on, dude? No, I don't know who you're talking about. You didn't even say like their tag name.
please, if you can help her, or anybody, if there's somebody you know that's actively doing things on KickVic, or even I stay with Vic, please talk them out of it.
Doing
Because a
what
lot of people
things?
are hurting over this,
Exted
over
out.
other things in life. The hate that's being spread, the fighting, the slanders and stuff, the weaponizing. And
Then make a video actually addressing that because you don't and you haven't and your videos suck. Get better at doing what you're trying to do. You're slandering me because you're stating and claiming that I'm a mob boss, which you didn't take out. You didn't were like, oh, I called her a mob boss and be like, I shouldn't have done that. That's not true. What you did was say, I think I called her a mob boss. And on Twitter, there was somebody making account after account after account after account, harassing and bullying people, which you think is a crime, and then said it was me doing it, or implied that it was me doing it directly, explicitly. And now you're asking me to help people. What are you talking about? That's you. You're weaponizing it. You're bringing this up a year later, pretending you didn't know it existed, pretending like you know what's in it because you still didn't watch it, and then trying to weaponize that to try to accuse me of doing other shit. And then asking at the same time, out of the other side of your mouth, asking me to help people. And there's this harm going on that you're not presenting, you're just stating is the case. Do better. I'm more than happy to address something if you want me to address something, but you're going to actually have to be clear and concise about what it is you're talking about. With, like, the actual facts of the matter, not vague bullshit. Because addressing something directly and explaining it and talking about why it's right and wrong is more difficult than your vague performative bullshit.
for something like this to go on for 6 years, and for people to still do this stuff like behind the scenes, it's terrible. I I just want the best for people, you know. And the Vic Mion situation could have been handled far better than it was.
Vague. What situation, which thing are you talking about? It in its entirety, or the lawsuit, or the fact that he is still talking about this shit and making accusations and still setting his fan base up for failure and instigating them as of last week?
With Vic and his accusers, it should have been between them, just between them.
No, that's not how it works. What? Oh, he did something wrong and nobody else should know about it?
You know, a lot of a lot of people were victims. Even the folks that we thought were guilty or whatever or innocent, they're victims.
I know what the fuck you're
They're
talking about.
weaponized. And I'm not saying Vic is pure. He's not pure. There are things he did, and even in my opinion, if I'm wrong about it, whether I'm right or wrong, there's things he did that I don't agree with. But it's
But I'm not going
not
to
good.
talk about those things. I'm not going to talk about like the direct instigation and the direct actual issues. I'm just going to talk about vagaries and pretend I'm helping. You're not fucking neutral, dude. You're an opportunist.
Good to treat Vic like he's a monster. It's not good to treat Monica and Jamie like they're monsters. It's not good to treat Marsgirl like a monster because none of them are monsters. None of them are. And none
Stop
of them
pretending I'm doing shit that I'm not doing.
are totally guilty or innocent of the things we think they are innocent or guilty of. They're human beings. They're they have their stories to share. So for whenever they speak, like if they
So
speak,
now they should be sharing and it's fine to share, but before you're like, oh, it should have stayed between them. Who filed the public lawsuit again, by the way? Who streams about this shit, complaining about it constantly? Is it Vic? I'm pretty sure it's coming from one side. Definitively very one sided, especially if you're gonna look at the past, like, year.
let them speak because we don't know everything, and it's not fair for us to decide what they go through. We're human beings. We're not gods, and there's things that I still like Monica and Jamie for. Like even when it comes to the voice acting, same thing with Vic. Same thing. Well, Mars Girl.
I do not care what you do and do not like, or whom's content you do or do not like. What I talk about are issues and argumentation. That's what I talk about. Issues and argumentation and social analytics. That's what I talk about.
I think I don't even know if I heard her voice anywhere, but there's things about Mars Girl I admire as well. Like literally. So
Such
don't throw
as, I don't believe you.
any of that away, please. And when it comes down to you, Chess, there's things I admire about you. I'm
No, there isn't. You don't know what I said in those videos. You don't know anything about my content. You don't know what I've been up to for the past year. You're just making shit up to try to sound like you're a good person because you want people to think you're a good person. You don't fucking know. You have no idea to even make that assessment in the first place. Don't accuse me of things. I don't care if they're good things.
serious. I'm literally serious.
I'm very
And
literally serious, guys. I'm not gonna name what any of those things are, but I definitely admire you. Person I just said was a mob boss. Okay. You're not neutral. You're just pontificating.
even though my response is late because I just saw this practically,
Bullshit.
hey, this I don't regret drawing that picture for you. Back then, I know
I
you
don't
said I drew
care.
you wrong, drew your friend wrong, and all. It's like, I'm not perfect. I'm not. But other than that, I hope you're doing all right
Wait a minute.
because for you. Back then, I know you said I drew you wrong, drew your friend wrong, and all. It's like,
So you knew about. Wait a minute. So you knew that we said that you didn't draw us correctly when we have literal art of ourselves. So you know that that's in the video. But you only found out about these videos 30 minutes ago, even though you made responses to some of them. When in the video do I analyze the drawing? Hold up. Is it this one? Wait a second. Wait a minute. I think you're outing yourself as a fucking liar, Munchkin. Is this one. Watch the videos. This one. The 3-hour one. Let's say. Let's take a look. Let's look at the transcripts and let's go Control F, and we'll find Drew. 16 minutes in. Let's check the word wrong. Let's go to the beginning. Spelled my name wrong in the thumbnail. Wrong impression. Try the drawing. No matches. Alright, let's go thumbnail. So he watched at least 10 minutes of the video. He watched into 10 minutes to be able to find that. Could he fix his smoke alarm? Probably not.
I'm not perfect. I'm not. But other than that, I hope you're doing all right.
You're a liar.
Times are just tough nowadays. And people have been hurting all around. So
guys, don't call out Vic Mignogna and don't talk about the literal things he said because there are children starving in Africa.
I just want to say, wherever Farah is, I hope she's okay. And for those who don't like her, hey, I'm not asking you to suffer. I'm asking you to please pay her no mind. That was the whole thing. There's certain ways we handle things. There are
Guys, just ignore the victim.
boundaries we do not cross. There are levels we do not stoop to. And even then, it's important to acknowledge something within a person. Despite their actions, you should look at the bigger picture. I'm not saying ignore their actions, I'm saying put it all together like a puzzle, if you know what I mean. And that's what I did with you, Chesh. Despite what happened on Discord, I started putting things into perspective about you, and I said, like, hey, this is not
You
right.
called me a mob boss.
Like, I think she deserves better and stuff. That's what I was saying in my head. So
What you said in your head versus what you said in their videos? Okay.
this is probably the last time you hear from me to you, of course. And if you do just really choose to leave these up, it is what it is.
You said you weren't going to ask me to take them down. You said you weren't going to ask me to take them down. Now you're implying that I should be taking them down, but you haven't said why I should be taking them down. Side note, by the way, your videos about me calling me a mob boss aren't down. They're still all here. All three of them. So, duh.
You, of course. And if you do just really choose to leave these up, it is what it is. I can't control that, so
Not only am I going to choose to leave them up, I made a whole nother video.
have fun and really be safe.
Sure,
Yes.
thanks. I didn't need your permission, but okay. Implying that anything as bad is going to happen to me because I talked about this is very, very silly. That mob boss is just 3 goblins in a trench coat. Yo, you right? What's this?
Hey there, everybody. In light of the recent appeals court decision not to hear the case or let the case go forward, I wanted to just record.
Yeah, that's right. He got rejected. The appeal got rejected on face value.
Record a little message for everybody here. The first thing I want to say is this. Thank you to all of you out there who are so supportive and kind and encouraging. You know, the reality is there are only about 10 or 15 loud, people that are daily pushing.
Nope. He would have been fine if he didn't go into the other part of it, and he made it 35 seconds before he started bitching about people. Good job, Vic. Definitely. All right, so I didn't really have much else to talk. I just wanted to come on and watch that. I didn't really have anything else planned. But I do have this, which I can show you. I bookmarked it for later. And we may as well talk about it now. Since we're already here, we're talking about Vic and all that good shit. I mentioned that Vic's fixer, or handler, I guess, talked to me on, or acknowledged me on Twitter. So I figured I'd show you guys what she's up to, or what she's saying. So Squally is spreading Vic's narrative that his hands were tied in terms of suing anyone and letting Nick spread his bile online for 3 years on Vic's behalf. But she tried to stay as dumb as possible about it as possible. Truer words have never been spoken.
DTG says, hello, Squally. The Kutsuti asks, can Vic sue Nick? I don't think there's a reason for him to. Good.
With that one, there actually would be like no standing for it unless there was something super nefarious that said Nick 100% did this, but at the same time, Vic didn't even want to sue the people he did. He literally was just trying to defend his own honor.
Side note, Nick and Ty, you'd have to go after Ty Beard for mishandling the case, which you could make an argument for. How strong that argument is, I don't know. I don't have access to the background information. Like, I don't have, like, the communications. I don't have, like, we've never seen the receipts for anything for that GoFundMe, so because I don't have any of that information, it's hard for me to say whether or not the case would be strong or not, and I'm also not a legal expert, but I think that there is definitely there's an avenue to explore there, but regardless.
And, he said in that stream that, he was drowning, to which I always tease him when he says drowning, because I'm going, where the heck did that extra consonant go? He was drowning, and it just so happened that Nick had approached him and said, hey, I feel like what's happening to you is totally messed up, but the fans want to do a GoFundMe, and Vic was like, okay, like I can't really stop you, but
yes, you can. He has 100% control of that situation. Nick Rakita making a GoFundMe with your name on it, you can go to GoFundMe and say, hey, get my name taken down from this, I'm not associated with this, and then you can publicly say, hey, I'm not associated with this, and you can make an actual decision whether or not to sue somebody. So to try and pretend that Vic had no control over himself whatsoever, it's one thing to say that Vic was pressured by Nick Rakita and all the money that came in, but to say that he had no choice in the matter and he couldn't stop Nick Rakita from making a GoFundMe and so therefore he had to sue people is absurd. That's ridiculous. And very stupid.
But all right. And that's how that all started. Nick was never in any way, shape, or form, Vic's direct counsel. He just gave him advice and said, hey, I know a dude.
It's not even that simple. Nick Rakita had access to all the money, which means that Vic Mignogna would have had his hands tied about where that money was to be spent if Nick Rakita was the one in control of it, because it was the GoFundMe that he made, right? So Nick Rakita was the one who had control over where the money went, which would have likely tied Vic's hands about which lawyer he got, because it would have been up to Nick, and because he was the one footing the bill, and Nick happened to just choose his friend, who was not a defamation lawyer, who fumbled his case so badly that you could probably get bad legal advice, you can go after lawyers for mishandling your case. He submitted documents and then retracted the documents and retracted ones that he wasn't supposed to retract. There is a lot in this case that Vic would likely be able to go after Ty Beard for, and ostensibly through that Nick Rakita for hiring a lawyer on his behalf that wasn't a good lawyer. On top of that, or didn't just do a bad job, actively fucked up the case. On the other hand, that's not to say that Vic had to take Ty Beard. Vic had to take Ty Beard if he wanted the money to sue people. That is Vic wanting to sue people if he didn't have to foot the bill, right? So that's still him making a decision, him choosing to move forward with Ty Beard, right? That all three of them were making very conscious and serious decisions. Whether or not there was like push and pull about who had access to the money and what that meant under certain pressures is going to be variables, and you can speculate about that, but like the facts of the matter are the facts of the matter. He made conscious decisions, period, end of sentence. If he didn't want to take Ty Beard and didn't want to sue anybody, he could have just not. Just not was always an option.
Ta-da!
Yeah, he's probably got less grounds on that than he did the actual case that they ended up doing, right?
Yeah, so let's...
How do you know that?
Oh, fuck, hold on.
I am surprised that Ty didn't end up having to pay Vic's fees.
Why?
But
why would the lawyer have to pay Vic's fees? That's not how being a lawyer works. That all that tells me is that you don't fucking... It's not like if a lawyer loses, they have to pay for the thing. That's not what being a lawyer is, dude. If that were the case, then, like, there'd be no defense lawyers at all, and nobody would ever take a case unless it was a guaranteed win. Like, that's not... What the fuck? Huh? Huh? So all this tells me is nobody questions this guy on this in this room. And that just tells me everybody in this room doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Also, Ty is no longer Vic's lawyer, so maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know.
So, real quick.
Yeah, you don't know. And maybe he's not his lawyer anymore because the case is over.
Sure, either. I try to purposefully, like, stay as dumb about it as possible.
It's okay, we could tell. We could tell the whole time. We could tell the whole time you were trying to push this shit. So anyway, these people are dumb. So I just said, is Squally like the Sarah Huckabee standards to Vic's Trump? And then she responded to me and says, Huckabee Sanders, if you're going to attempt to insult me, wait for the autocorrect to finish first. I said, I think you missed the joke. I was talking about standards on purpose. That was the joke. I spelled Huckabee wrong, but I'm Canadian. I don't give a shit. It's okay, I forgive you. For what, the assumed mistype or the joke? Also, this is for you. It comes out tomorrow. And the second half is actual PR advice for Vic. It will actually help you. You're welcome. And then... Oh, I thought she had responded. No, she did. There it is. She says, I forgive you. You'll understand when you've matured. I said, no worries. I'm sure I'll learn one day. I also forgive you too. Smiley face. And then she didn't answer. I told you, the people like this don't last long against me. It fucking never really does. This is just very, very dumb. And here's the thing, right? Squally does the work she basically does the work for Vic for free that I used to do for Steve. But there's a really big disparagement. If you look at while I was working with Steve had still a decent reputation, right? His reputation was increasing, not decreasing. His views were increasing, not decreasing. As soon as I was gone, the whole thing went fucking crashing down. That's how you know that what I was doing and how I was handling it and how I was managing Steve was effective. What Squally is doing and how she handles these things is not and are not effective. And I don't mean this in a metaphysical or a metaphorical sense. I mean this in a literal, you can look at the numbers, right? You can look at the numbers and like how Steve was behaving versus how he's behaving now versus how he was behaving as soon as I was gone. As soon as I was gone, it just downhill, right? So you can see with Vic Mignogna is remaining the same, meaning that Squally isn't actually doing anything. He's doing what he was doing regardless. So whatever she's doing is not effective. And Vic should hire somebody who knows what they're doing. Period. End of sentence. But I digress. You know, I'm 17 forever. All of these people think I'm very young, apparently. We're literally back to the I'm 17 joke. Unreal. Very funny joke. Alright, that's all I have for today. I don't have anything else. I'm gonna do some art tomorrow, but I wasn't feeling well, and I got cheered up by Munchkin, by somebody telling me that Munchkin was live, and I was like, oh, or put out a video, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. And I had this one on the burner anyway, so I was like, oh, okay, well, let's take a look at these things. There is a Vic video that is coming out today, or might have come out. What time is it? It might be out already. Hold on. Let's find out. It's not out yet. This one is coming out soon. So go and subscribe and take a look at that. I think it actually might come out in about 20 minutes. I think I scheduled it for 2 in the afternoon. So I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for joining me. This is a lot of fun. I know it was a short one, but you know, I don't want to drag things out when I don't have to. Is anybody else live right now? Can we raid somebody? Yeah, let's raid. Cool. We're going to go raid Larry. I'm gonna get the fuck on out of here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.